April 1, 1945. 82 days. 12,000 dead. The Japanese commander ordered not one shot. He calculated the Americans needed to come to him. The kill chain. Today we dissect Operation Iceberg and the bomb. Here, the kill chain, we use commander's own sources. The answer to Okinawa begins with a Washington memo. 1. 300 ships. 180 0 men, 0 resistance at the beaches. 28 Americans killed on L-Day. D-Day cost 10,000. The commanders called it a picnic. 3 reports agree. They were inside the trap. They did not know it. Ushijima had spent 6 months building a different battle. 110,000 Japanese troops, none at the beaches. American intelligence estimated 75-0 defenders, short by 35-0. That undercount made the Shuri Line a catastrophic surprise. Ushijima had studied American tactics. He knew how they'd attack. His chief of staff, General Cho, wanted to attack immediately. Ushijima held Cho back 3 months. His strategic masterstroke, 6 miles offshore, a different battle had already begun. 1,465 kamikaze sorties. April through June. 36 ships sunk, 368 damaged, 907 Navy sailors killed. Costliest naval battle in U.S. Navy history. Above the island. Subscribe. The battle within the battle comes next. April the 6th, Japan launched Operation 10 Go. The Yamato would sail. 69 0 tons, 9 18-inch guns, largest warship ever built. She had fuel to reach Okinawa, not to return. The Yamato never fired her main guns against American ships. Admiral Ito knew this was a death mission. 386 American carrier aircraft were already airborne. What Japan failed to grasp was carrier-based air power's reach. The Yamato was 2 hours out when aircraft found her. 2 hours, 11 torpedoes, 6 bombs. The Yamato capsized. The main magazine detonated. Visible from Kagoshima, 60 miles away. 498 of 700 crew killed. The battleship era ended there. On Okinawa, the picnic was over. They had reached Shuri, Kakaza Ridge. April 19. First major frontal assault at dawn. 22 Sherman tanks committed, all 22 destroyed by nightfall. Japanese tunnels, 60 feet deep. Artillery could not touch them. The war diary, enemy expends ammunition. We preserve strength. The war diary tells one story. Historians have argued. The official history says another. Officers' memoirs contradict both. Multiple primary sources confirm Ushijima's patience was not passivity. He calculated American casualties and their weight in Washington. 2 options available. You are Buckner. Which do you choose? Flank from the south, or grind frontally into the tunnels? Buckner chose frontal assault. Nimitz was pressing hard for speed. Why send the largest warship with no air cover? IJN logic, Yamato would beach herself and provide fire support. All carrier aircraft committed to kamikaze, nothing left for escort. 386 aircraft from Task Force 58, intercepted at 1,232 hours, 2 hours 15 minutes, 11 torpedoes, 6 bombs. She rolled. The battleship that never fired against its enemy, gone. Back on Okinawa, May arrived, rain arrived, mud arrived. Marines called it mud and blood. The official history disagrees. Psychiatric breakdown, exhaustion, combat fatigue exceeded 36,000 casualties. Here is what most histories miss: the May 4 counteroffensive. Cho convinced Ushijima to attack. Worst decision of the campaign. The 32nd Army attacked in the open. Artillery destroyed them. Japanese reserves exhausted. Ushijima's masterstroke had one fatal flaw. Cho, A surviving officer's memoir confirms what Ushijima said privately afterward. He knew it would fail. We still debate why. Sugarloaf Hill, May 11-19, 800 meters, 11 assaults. The 6th Marines, 662 casualties, taking 800 meters of ridge. In Washington, men were running a different kind of calculation. Hoover's May 15 memo, 500 to 1 million casualties. June 1945. What would you have recommended to Truman? Shuri Line broke May 23. A flanking move, finally. The flanking option Buckner rejected for 54 days finally worked. His force lost the battle, not the strategy. Every day of resistance fed numbers into Stimson's casualty model. By June, a threshold was crossed in Washington, not named. Reversal, Okinawa's cost was strengthening the atomic bomb argument. The battle eroded will to invade Japan, not to fight. Operation Downfall, planned Japan invasion, 2 phases, 2 million troops. Olympic, Kyushu, November 1945. Coronet, Tokyo Plain, March 1946. Marshall's estimate, 250. 0 dead in 30 days at Kyushu. On Okinawa, last defenders still fought. Both commanders would die. Corporal Doss, June 2. Hacksaw Ridge, alone, his unit gone. Conscientious objector. Refused to carry a weapon the entire war. Through the night he lowered 75 wounded, using 1 rope. Why repeat the same frontal assault 3 times against Shuri? 54 days. 3 frontal assaults, each broken by tunnel networks. Nimitz watched 36 ships sink. Not patient with Buckner. Buckner chose a 4th frontal assault. The flanking option existed. 10th Army After Action Report, required reading at the War College. Buckner never read it. Killed 4 days before battle ended. Struck at Mazado Ridge, highest ranking U.S. officer killed in Pacific. Command passed to Marine General Geiger, then to General Stilwell. The Okinawan civilian catastrophe. 100 trapped between 2 armies. Japanese orders, civilians must not surrender. Estimated 20 civilian suicides. 94 to 149. 0 Okinawan civilians killed. Sources still disagree. 40 civilians appear in Japanese casualty counts as soldiers. Deliberately, that manipulation shaped every subsequent Japan invasion casualty projection. Can't confirm Stimson's 500 figure. Can confirm Okinawa drove it. Stimson's 1947 article made the connection to Okinawa explicit. Major fighting not ending until 1946 at earliest. His words. That calculation made while Shuri still held. Before Buckner died, while Marines took Sugarloaf, the Manhattan Project hit stride. Trinity Test, July 16. Okinawa battle would end June 22. Both decisions running in parallel. 1 battle, 1 weapon. June 18, Buckner killed. June 22, Ushijima commits seppuku. Secured. Ushijima enter informal uniform. Deface the Pacific. Final order. Fight to the death. Be proud. US 12,520 killed. 38,916 wounded. 84 Japanese military dead. Kill ratio 8-1 American. The calculus remained brutal. If 12 died here, what would the home islands cost? Army War College still studies Okinawa for Washington's lesson. Ushijima's defense in-depth attrition. It changed American planning permanently. Our assessment, Shuri Line was the most effective Pacific defense. Ushijima died without knowing he may have made invasion unnecessary. The resolution was building in Washington. It had no name. July 16, 1945. Trinity Test, New Mexico. The device worked. Truman at Potsdam, Stimson's coded message, operated on this morning. His diary. The most terrible bomb in world history. The Okinawa connection was explicit. Stimson's projection used its kill rate. Kyushu more defensible than Okinawa. Japanese garrison 600 and growing. Japanese intelligence correctly predicted the Olympic invasion beaches. Ready. 10-0 kamikaze reserved for Olympic. Okinawa cost 36 ships. The arithmetic was not ambiguous. Was there another option? August 6, 1945. Hiroshima. The Operation Okinawa's math made rational. Operation Olympic cancelled. 2 million men no Kyushu landing. Here is the kill chain's judgment from the primary sources. Ushijima won the strategic argument. His defense made invasion unjustifiable. He lost Okinawa. He may have won Japan's survival. What historians now call victory masked the deeper strategic argument. Simultaneously, it was the act that confirmed Ushijima's entire approach. Butner, a more capable officer, might have broken Shuri sooner. 3 failed frontal assaults. 1 flanking move. It worked immediately. Sources disagree whether Buckner knew of the flanking option. Noted. Desmond Doss, Medal of Honor. First conscientious objector so honored. 75 men. 1 night. 1 rope. Arithmetic cannot capture this. Decades on. The 10th Army's after-action report remains required reading. The tunnel defense became standard curriculum in Pacific War analysis. What did kamikaze prove? Air defense cannot be divided. More ships lost to kamikaze than any other Pacific attack. The lesson: air defense must be unified, not service branch separated. Okinawans rebuilt. The island became a US base. Bases remain. 94, 0 to 149, 0 civilians memorialized at the cornerstone of peace. The cornerstone lists all nationalities: American, Japanese, Okinawan. The atomic bomb debate remains unresolved. Not our argument here. Our argument: Okinawa built the casualty model Stimson used. War Diary, Hoover Memo, Stimson's article, Joint Chiefs. They connect. We cannot say whether Ushijima knew this outcome would follow. War Diary ends June 21. Final entry tactical, not philosophical. A general writing about terrain, not the decision he forced. 82 days. 12-0 Americans. 84-0 Japanese. 100-0 Okinawan civilians. Okinawa's long shadow fell on Washington, not the Pacific. That is the analytical lesson Operation Iceberg left. Ours. 7 primary sources, full list pinned in the comments. Was Ushijima's strategy worth it? Was Buckner's failure avoidable? Full tactical breakdown pinned in the comments. Subscribe now.